Right now it's 12:01. There really isn't any news to speak of today. Oh, by the way, did anyone tune into that documentary that was on TV yesterday? It was all about the history of ice skating. It was actually quite informative. Puts me right to sleep. Oh dear. Back to you and your enjoyment of the island. Let's go see if this music track's worth anything. Cool. That makes our life easier. So today is a special day, like always when I do weird shit. We're here in the void. Let's zoom in. Let's take that out. Because today, we're talking about Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout on PlayStation and PC. So I've been playing this game a lot this past week, and I thought, it'd be fun to kind of talk about it, give my thoughts on it. Because, I've been enjoying it. It's been a pretty good, fun game. And I thought, it makes sense to come in here and talk about all the good things about it. But I do have one giant asterisk. Because while I am enjoying it, it does have one flaw that, while I don't think it ruins the game, it can make getting interested in this game just a wee bit more difficult. But that's just my personal view on it, but I'm going to explain myself. So Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is a Battle Royale game. I know we've turned on Battle Royale games, and it's all Fortnite's fault. Because people liked PUBG, right? Yes, it was a terribly optimized game, but people liked PUBG. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I played a bunch of PUBG. I did really enjoy PUBG. And then, after that, Fortnite came out. And Fortnite was massive. It still is probably the biggest game in the industry. And because of that, and because kids play it, the collective internet subconscious decided to turn on Fortnite. I think it's all bullshit. I think Fortnite's a perfectly fine game. But since then, a bunch of people have been trying to copy Fortnite's success and trying to make their own Battle Royale game. Most of them suck. I think of the Culling 2 for right off the bat, which I liked the original Culling. The Culling 2 was just garbage, though. But a few have made it through. Tetris 99 is still popular enough. It's not as big as, say, Fortnite or whatever, but it still did pretty good. People still play it all the time from what I hear. And now we have Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, which is Fortnite, but as a 3D platformer. That sounds like a lot of fun. Like, this game is heavily inspired by, like, game shows, like Takashi's Castle or Wipeout. And that sounds fun. I've never really seen Takashi's Castle. I have seen a little bit of Wipeout back in the day. But those are fun ideas for shows. Seeing people get the crap kicked out of them in an obstacle course is fun. Takashi's Castle is huge, and I'm amazed I personally haven't seen it. Because everybody always talks about it and how good it is. But yeah, a 3D platformer in a Battle Royale game where you're competing against 60 other people? Great idea for a video game. And this is a pretty great game. Because as you go through, you're doing a series of challenges and trying to be the top of 60 players. Great idea, and it's a lot of fun. Because you go through the different modes, and your goal, you usually, I don't think a round lasts more than or a game lasts more than 6 rounds. I don't even think I've ever seen a game last more than 5, honestly. I think statistically it can. And I've seen them go as little as 3. I've seen, there's one called Slime Climb that I've seen knock out all but 3 players. It can go pretty crazy. It can be pretty crazy. But it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So how it works is you start up a game, you get 60 players, more or less, and then you're competing against those 60 players in challenges. The different challenges are race, battle, team, survival, and logic. Those are the ones I've seen so far. There might be more, because there are a lot of these. Like, this game's been out for a few days now, and over that few days, I think I've seen every possible game mode, but some of them I didn't even see until the 3rd day. It took a while until I had seen every game mode. There are varying rarities for these. Some are pretty common, like the wheel one, the break through the doors one. Some of the obstacle course ones are pretty common. The team one with the ball is pretty common. But then some other ones I've only ever seen once or twice. Like, there's one where it's like you're like on a round platform, and there's like a spinning wheel trying to knock you off, like going around it. I've only seen that game like twice. So there are some that are increasingly rare. But yeah, so race is the most standard one, which is what I think of when I think of Wipeout or Takeshi's Castle, which is where you're just racing to the end of the obstacle course, like what you're seeing on screen right now, and stuff's trying to block you from getting to the end. It's the most standard one. I'd also argue it's the most fun one. It's very fun to do, honestly. I like it. The obstacle, there's a few different courses you can go through. It's a lot of fun. Next up is Battle, which the one you see the most often is you have like a tanuki tail, and other players can like chase you and try to steal your tanuki tail. And it comes in 2 variants where it's just you on your own, and it's whoever has a tanuki tail at the end of the like 1-2 minute timer wins. Or there's a team variant whichever team has the least tanuki tails at the end loses. Again, a pretty fun one. I've also seen it as an end game goal one. So there are special rounds that only appear in like the end game. Capture the Mountain, like King of the Hill one, the Tanuki Tail one, and I think there's a survival one that's basically like Spleef, where the platform falls beneath you. There's team games, which there's been a lot of debate raging on the internet the past few days on whether or not the team games in this game are good. They're not good. Okay, I mean, like, they're not bad. I don't know, it's complicated. I think some of the like, there's one where it's you're divided up into 3 lanes, and you're trying to push a ball down an obstacle course. That's like one of the team games. That one I think is pretty fun. I do enjoy that team game. Especially, maybe it's because I always win it, because I'm really good at it, because I figured out the perfect route. But the team game I hate is the eggs. There's one where you're a series of eggs, or where there's a series of eggs in the middle, and you're divided up into 3 teams, and your goal is to take the eggs from the middle and put them in your base. I hate that one. Maybe it's because I've only ever won it like once or twice, but I hate it. There's also one that has to do with like rolling, where there's like three sides of a course, and you're rolling a ball into your side of the course. Or there's one where you're rolling a ball into a goal. Think like Rocket League. Those ones are okay. So yeah, the team game's kind of all over the place. Like there you see right now, your fall ball. It's trying to push a ball into your goal. They're okay. I mean, I've definitely seen worse. And then there's survival, which is like sometimes you're on like a spinning platform. Sometimes the platform's like spinning around you and you gotta dodge it. Or there's slime climb, which has you climbing to the top. And it basically, if you fall off, you get eliminated. These ones are also pretty good. Sometimes they don't... Sometimes they're kind of a pain in the ass. And sometimes you don't always get lucky. But the survival ones are probably the second best besides race. They might even... Like, slime climb might even be better than race. And then finally there's logic, which is about like... which is basically a memory game. There's only one logic game, and I've only seen it a few times. It's pretty easy. Also, depending on how it goes, it can literally, if people are good at it, it can literally eliminate no people. I have seen like 2 people eliminated by a logic game. I've also seen everybody but 3 people be eliminated by a logic game. So it can be very good, but it can also totally screw you over. That's totally possible. Logic's a very interesting game. It's not all that... At least on the first day or 2, it wasn't that common. I did feel like I saw it more on the 3rd day. So I don't really know how the rotation works, because it definitely does feel like some game types are way more common than others. Right? Like the race ones are very common. Survival ones are okayly common. Team games are pretty common. But logic is pretty rare. And battle I see every once in a while. And there are different rarities, but definitely race and team are at the top. And everything else kind of fits into that continuum at somewheres with increasing rarity. With some of those survival game maps, in my opinion, being pretty rare. Like the spinning one. I've only seen it like twice in my entire time playing. But, but Egg Scramble is still the worst one, and I didn't even see it on the 2nd day, so... How it decides which games are more common? Is it like a Splatoon thing where they change out, like, what's common on different days? Is it just all completely random? Who knows? But there's a lot of games. The fact that it took me more than a day to see everything... And that I kept wanting to play even after I had seen everything is a good sign right off the back. Because it's a fun gameplay loop. They're quick games that you can get in. It takes maybe 10 minutes to do a game. It's fun to do, and then after that, you're done. And then you can just keep going. It's quick, get in, drop out. I listen to my podcast while playing. Like, what was I listening to? Face Jam, I think. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a very... Like, I never really got the appeal of Fortnite, but I get the appeal of this game. I do get the appeal of this. This is my Fortnite. And this game's blown up. It's got over 1.5 million players. Now, that could be because they give it away for free on PlayStation, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, I do like it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a good gameplay loop. It's a really good gameplay loop, actually. And they do have... there is a season pass, which we'll get back to in a second. But it does keep... There are upgrades to work towards. It's not just... You're not just playing for fun. There is actually a goal, and because the season pass is free, you don't have to pay for it, unlike other games, I think. Again, never really played Fortnite. I know Fortnite did a free season pass here or there. But I talked about how there's over 1.5 million players playing this game, plus a bunch of people like watching it on Twitch and whatnot. I should also point out that this game has been riddled with server issues. Like, on the first day, the servers were down for like half the day, which I know sent some people off, and people review bombed the game and whatnot. And while their complaint is valid about the servers being down, but I mean, because every online game that launches nowadays has servers that are down. The modern gaming industry is one of release a game and fix it later. I didn't get the feeling from this. This did not feel like a game that was broken at launch. I do legitimately think that when they say they didn't expect this big of a launch, they were telling the truth. I know they gave away the game for free, but even still, I do feel... Because this is I know the studio's being backed by Devolver, and maybe Sony. I don't know about that, so don't quote me on anything here. But I mean, it's free on PlayStation Plus, so there's got to be some deal there. But because this game is free, a lot of people played it, and the servers were backed up for the first day. For the first, the first half of the first day this was out. But by the night, the game was up and running. When I played it, the game was perfectly up and running. It was working perfectly fine. Not perfectly fine, I should say. I have had several disconnects. Sometimes it's just waiting in a lobby. I've never had something mid-game, where I'm like in a game and it disconnects me. It usually disconnects me in the menu between rounds. But I have had several disconnects. Now, this is something that can be fixed later. This is totally something that, as they go on, they get more server space. I don't know how any of this works, but as time goes on, they can fix this. So this is a problem. I've had the game... I also did have the game crash on me once. So there have been problems, but I don't think... That doesn't entirely ruin the game. But I do hope they fix it in the future. And I'm sure, I know they went down for server maintenance last night. I haven't played today, but I'm sure it's even better since they did server maintenance last night. I'm sure things are better. But getting back on to what I was talking about earlier, with giving you reason to play the game. There is a battle pass in this game. And it's a really interesting battle pass. It's interesting because this is your means of progression. There really isn't much to do in this game besides for just play the rounds. So the battle pass gives you something more. As you play the rounds, you basically gain experience. The better you do, the more experience you get. And then you unlock new stuff in the battle pass, or season 1, or whatever the hell they're calling it. Seasons, I think. And there, you can get a lot from just winning, right? You get experience for winning, and there's a lot of stuff to gain. There's new costumes, new skin colors, tons of new cosmetic stuff. You can get some good money from it. You can get you can get a crown or two. Because this game has 2 currencies. You've got kudos, which you get for playing matches. You get some from the battle pass as well, or you can buy it with real money, which we will get back to. Or there's crowns. Now, crowns you can't actually buy, which is something I'm happy for. Like, they could have it basically would be like selling you victory. But to get crowns, you get them you get like 1 or 2 in the battle pass. They're actually kind of rare. Instead, to get crowns, you just have to win games. Which, as time went, of course, like anything, if you do it enough times, you get better at it. So as time, well, you see in the clip behind you that I have 2 crowns right now, because I had one game, and I got 1 from the battle pass. But I have since won like 5 or 6 more games, not that many, but a few more. And yeah, I think having that second currency that you can't buy, that you get from earning games, well, I know some people are never going to be good enough, because like some people will just struggle endlessly. I do feel like giving a few in the battle pass is good, and yeah, I've won a few over the time. But yeah, battle pass, it's kind of like an RPG leveling system, where you get experience, and the amount of experience you need between each level up goes up and up a little bit more. I think where I'm at right now, it's like 500 experience between levels. So like at the start of the game, you just need 100 experience to gain a level. And then later on, you need 200 between level, then 300, then 400. And now I'm somewhere in like 20-something, and I need 50 experience. Which is, if you do bad in a game, it'll take a lot of games. But like, if you win, you get like 1,000 of the kudos, and you get good experience. It's almost a guaranteed level up. It's a lot of experience. But yeah, I said this when Fortnite did the Battle Pass system. I think the Battle Pass or the Seasons or whatever is a good idea. I think it's an inherently good idea, and that way they can keep rewards coming in and out. If the developers add something new, they can add it to this Battle Pass. It encourages you to play. I'm still not entirely sure about how I feel as game as a job, which is kind of what games like which is kind of what Battle Royale games like this or Fortnite are, where it's like, oh, you want to play every day, game as job. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about that. But I mean, if you have fun and don't let it consume your life, which, again, microtransactions. Let's talk about the microtransactions, shall we? So, like I said, there are two types of currency, and you can use the currency in the store. Now, some things are like rare items that you need crowns to get, and it like shows you how good you are. But you can pay real money for this game's fake money. Kudos. Which allows you to buy costumes and skins and emotes and... Oh yeah, there's also emotes in the game. I used them like once or twice, and those were like, that was only to get an achievement. But yeah, so you can pay real money to get their fake money. Now, during my playtime, I have never felt the need to buy their real money. Like let's say I open the store and I feel like, oh, I want to buy like this pineapple costume, right? Let's say I want to buy that. It's divided into two parts. Each are combined, it costs 4,000 of their fake currency. That realistically felt achievable. In just an hour or two, I could get that 4,000 currency. That's not bad. Like, I've seen games like Crash Team Racing, where let's say I just wanted to unlock a new character. It could take several hours. And then once they added in the microtransactions, I mean, originally it took about the same time. Like, you could unlock a new character in like an hour. But then once they added microtransactions into the game, it got way more grindier. They upped the amount of currency needed to buy new things. Which, fuck Activision Blizzard, fuck EA, fuck all this microtransaction bullshit. And I'm not going to excuse this game for it. I know this game, we'll get to it near the end, but I do still feel like microtransactions are a genuine problem in gaming. On top of that, there's also a DLC store, and they're on top of being able to spend real money to get their fake money. There are also DLC costumes. You can get a $5.99 DLC pack, or $4.99 DLC pack, that comes with 3 costumes. There's also a $9.99 DLC pack. This is also day 1 DLC. That's a fucking problem. I get having the microtransaction currency, and again, we'll talk about it. But having also DLC that you can pay real money for, that's fucking greedy. I get having one or the other. Kind of. Again, we'll get back to it. But just cut out the $9.99 and $4.99 DLC. I know you want to make more money, right? Of course, capitalism always needs new stuff for sale. But fuck off with that $9.90. Day 1 launch DLC. I know people on PlayStation are getting this game for free. But that's fucking scummy. That's fucking scummy right there. And I know people will say, well, it's just cosmetic. Cosmetic DLC's okay. It's not like it affects actual gameplay. Yes, cosmetic DLC affects actual gameplay. Going out into battle and dressing up as a pineapple or a pigeon or a werewolf or whatever the hell is fun. It's fun to dress up in costumes. It's fun to show that stuff off. People actually give a shit about this stuff, or else they wouldn't pay money for it. So it's just cosmetic is a bullshit argument. If you want more information, I highly recommend the Jimquisition episode. It's just cosmetic. If you're watching the YouTube VOD, I'm going to put it in the description below. It highlights the argument better than I ever could. But it's just cosmetic is a bullshit argument. And that kind of gets me to the crux of my problem with this game. I think gameplay-wise, this is a great game. Maybe even amazing. It's got a lot going for it. But it has this DLC. It has this fake in-game currency that you can pay money for. That you can pay real money to spend in this game to buy your costumes and whatnot that people do want and will have fun with. But this game also costs money. If you're buying this on a PC, or if you don't have PlayStation Plus, this is a $20 game. This is a $20 game with a freemium economy, with microtransactions, the freemium economy of a mobile game, and also day one launch cosmetic DLC. That's kind of scummy. That really is kind of scummy. If I know I give Activision, I know I shit on Activision Blizzard all the time for this, or EA, or Warner Brothers, or Ubisoft, and they all fucking deserve it. And it'd be hypocritical not to give an indie game the same thing. This is bullshit. I don't like any of this. Fuck off. With that being said, I have been willing to give Fortnite more of a pass because it was a free game. You can give Fortnite for free, and as a result, I'm willing to give it more leniency on its V-Bucks and its season pass whatnot, because I didn't pay a dime for it. And if this game was a free-to-play game, I'd be willing to give it more of a pass. I do think if this game was free-to-play for everybody, all the microtransactions, being able to pay real money for their fake money, I'd give a pass to, easily. I'd be like, yep, sure, you gotta make money somehow. I might even spend some of my real money to buy some of their fake money, because I like the game, and I feel like supporting the developer. But because they're charging $20 on top of that, and I know, yes, $20 isn't that much when AAA developers charge $60 and have the exact same freemium economy. But charging money at all isn't an excuse. It really does hurt this game. Now, I have to add another asterisk to this, because I did not pay for this game. I have PS Plus, so I got it for free through PlayStation Plus. I didn't pay a dime for it. Now, now we could argue, did I actually get this game for free? Because I'm buying PS Plus, that's what, like, I think I paid $60 a year for it. Did I technically spend money on this game? Right, to buy this game, technically through PS Plus. I'd argue no, because I already had PS Plus. My personal viewpoint is that I got this game for free. I didn't pay a dime for it. It was just PlayStation gave it out as part of PS Plus. That's my personal viewpoint. But if you're buying this on PC, there is no option to get this game for free. That's just not in the cards. So, and that does change how you play it. I'm more willing to be forgiving of some of the microtransaction stuff because I didn't pay a dime for it. Because I got it through PS Plus. And I consider that free, even though somebody totally couldn't, and I wouldn't blame them. So I'm willing to be... So even though I do think microtransactions are a problem, because I got this game for free, I don't have a problem with it. But if you're paying money for this game, it is a genuine problem. Now, I know I don't usually give review scores out on things like this, or I use my own review system from back in the day. But I'm going to use review scores here just to make my life easier in explaining this. If you are getting this game for free through PlayStation Plus, the month this launches, August 2020, I'd give this game an 8 out of 10. I think the gameplay loop is fun, because I personally think I got it for free. I'm more willing to forgive some of the microtransaction stuff. I do think the DLC, the 2 DLC skin packs, which can cost $15, is a problem. And that's kind of what's holding it down from being any higher. But an 8 out of 10 is what I'd give this game. It's a lot of fun. If you're buying this on PC, or you're buying it on PlayStation for $20, which or like after August, like when it's no longer free on PlayStation Plus, I would give this game a 6 out of 10. The microtransactions are paying $20 for this game and then having a freemium economy and paid skin DLC does add up against this game. It's a genuine problem. Plus, there's all the server issues as well. That also kind of knocks it down a little bit for both scores. That's a genuine problem. If you're paying for this game, it's not worth it in my opinion. I mean, it's still, the gameplay loop is still good, but I can't look past the freemium economy. Paying $20 for it and having a freemium economy, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna forgive it. It's a problem. The gameplay loop's good. It's fun to play. It's a 3D platformer, and I've really been craving to play Mario 64 again, and this kind of did scratch that itch. This really did. But I can't forgive the freemium economy. Now, if they just decided, hey, we're gonna make this game free to play for everybody, boom, that 8 out of 10 score applies to everything, right? If, boom, all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, this game's free to play for everybody, permanently free on PlayStation and free to play on Steam now, maybe refund players, hey look, there's a connection error, those happen. But if this game was just to go full free to play, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, everywheres. If they were to fix some of the server issues and get rid of the DLC, right, get rid of that $4.99 and $9.99 DLC, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. The server issues, I'm sure they'll fix. The DLC, they're not going to change. But if they were to fix those two things, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Because there's, again, the gameplay loop's good, and it's fun to play. And they can keep their fake microtransaction currency. If this game was free to play, I would genuinely give them money. Because I like the game, and I'd want to support the studio. I would totally be willing to buy like $10, $20 worth of their free currency. If this was a free-to-play game without any of the scummy DLC, yeah, I'd totally be willing to support them. This also feels like the type of game that in 6 months I can come back and review again, and the score might get better or worse, depending on what they do in the future. Because of these always online games, they're constantly changing, they're constantly adding new stuff, they're constantly changing how things work. Like the server issues, in 6 months the server issues might not be a problem. Did I have a lot of crashes and whatnot? Yeah. But in 6 months, that may not be an issue. And we might come back in 6 months and review this again. I might give like an updated review with an updated score. But yeah, as of this moment, 6 out of 10 if you're paying money for it. If you consider getting it on PlayStation Plus free, it's an 8 out of 10. But if you're getting it for free, through PlayStation Plus, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. There's some scummy stuff, but like I also said, even though there's some scummy stuff in it, it is definitely more forgiving than some Activision Blizzard games, some EA games, some Ubisoft games. This is an indie studio of 14 people. And indie studios tend to be far less scummy than other ones. That doesn't forgive all of their scumminess here, but it could be worse. I know this isn't a presidential race where we're having to pick the lesser of two evils. But if you're getting this game for free, if you've already got PlayStation Plus, you might as well download it. You might as well download it. It's more than worth your time. Just don't pay actual money for it. At least as of this moment. We'll talk about it again. But yeah, that's Fall Guys. That's Fall Guys. A game I enjoyed, but it's got its problems. It's got its problems. At least none of it's with the actual gameplay itself. And with that, let's get back to our regularly scheduled Animal Crossing. Oh, and assuming you're still here, how you doing, Mush? Praise be unto Helix. Oh, God. I like how your character just left frame. I forgot I was in the camera mode for a second there. Oh god, bye. I'm not even touching fruit today. I mean, I could, but I'm not even gonna worry about it. We'll do fruit tomorrow. Still here, doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I got the Fall Guys review done. I actually used video this time instead of just having still screenshots like I did for Paper Mario. Getting better and better. Hey, Chip's here. We do actually have some things to sell to Chip. God, I need to get new headphones. Maybe I should do that this weekend. I think maybe I should go get new headphones. Like maybe some like actual like because right now I'm just using stupid what are these called? Just like I think these are headphones I got with a phone. I slept at 4 a.m. Yeah, I think I went to bed at 6. And my roommates were like super noisy this morning. So it's currently 71. So there is a chance it will go up. But I do have my brother's Switch here, and I am curious to see what his turn-up prices are. I'm gonna boot that up real quick. 6 a.m. Yeah, that's usually when I finish off with work and go to bed. Oh god, and then college starts in a week. College starts in like 2 weeks. It's like a week or 2 weeks. I don't know. Time. But yeah, I was up working last night. It's in the past 6 days, I have written 10,000 words. I was looking at my document last night to see like where I was. Yeah, 10,000 words in just 6 days, which isn't that much, but it's still a good chunk. I mean, it's still a pretty decent chunk. Come on, stupid thing. I do want to chop this tree down. Because I don't need it. Yeah, yeah, and then like, but yeah, my roommates, I got up because my roommates were being noisy. And I did consider starting at 11:30 just to check both my turnip prices. But I was like, the first one's going to be bad anyways, so... yeah, I'll start at noon. And then I got to talk about Fall Guys, because... God, that game's fun. I just highlighted every problem I have with it. Is that why you usually stream late? Yeah, yes it is. Well, sometimes I'm just doing other things in the middle of the day. Like, sometimes I've got other things to do. But yeah, half the time I stream late because I'm still up until like 6 a.m. And of course I don't want to do 6 a.m. streams, even though I realistically could. Like if I did a 6 a.m. like I have considered more than once doing turn-ups at 6 a.m. Because I think that's when Daisy May shows up. Or she shows up at 5, if I remember correctly. Either way, I've thought about it. One Saturday, or maybe it's one Saturday, I'm gonna have to do the 3 a.m. stream because the alien shows up at 3:33 a.m. on Saturday, and one day I'm gonna have to do that. Could not wake up at 5. I'd need an alarm. Honestly, there was a point where I couldn't even wake up to an alarm anymore. Like where I just like my body no longer responded to an alarm. It was dumb. I'm looking for fossils, but I'm also only paying half attention. Yeah, I don't remember how I used to do it for high school, where I got up at like 5 a.m. or whenever. I don't remember how I did that to like go to school. Because, of course, the American education system is fucking broken. And even though every study in the world ever conducted shows that students shouldn't get up before 10, the school systems are like, nah, we're going to start at 6 anyways. Because they're fucking dumb. Let's see. Okay, so I'm on my brother's island just because I stole his Switch. Turnip prices. 50 bells. God, his is even worse than mine. Well, I tried. I did try. I woke up at 5 a.m. for a whole week once, even though I slept at 3 or 4 daily. Yeah, I've done that. Yep. I've also done the whole stay up for 72 hours in a row before for like I had like a big big projects and whatnot. God. No, what's the dumb one? I don't remember. Oh, I also do the charity streams where they do Extra Life does a 24-hour charity stream, usually like the first week in November. Yeah, it's usually like the first week in November. I have done the 24 hours for that multiple times. Or at least once or twice. Last year, I went to do the 24 hours for Extra Life. And I was doing it. And then, like, it was like 3 a.m. And I was like, you know, I'm feeling really hot. I go look, I had a fever of like 103. I was sick for like 2 weeks. It wasn't like I got it from somebody, like, got sick, and then they got me. They were out for like 2 weeks, and they got me sick, and I was out for like 2 weeks. It was fucking terrible. But yeah, that was Extra Life last year. It was so... I was having so much fun as well. They did werewolves, but when the person lost, they got, like, slapped really hard. Super funny. Oh my god, it was so funny. But yeah, I just... does look like a fun game with friends. You know, that's the one thing I didn't do, is play it with friends. Because I don't know if I have any friends on... I mean, I know I have friends who own PlayStation. I just don't think I have any of them added yet. But yeah, I didn't play Fall Guy with friends. So... I mean, again, Fortnite is fun with friends. PUBG was fun with friends. So I'm assuming Fall Guys would be fun with friends. I just didn't try it. But yeah, that's the one thing I didn't check out. That's sad. Yes. Yes, it is. I have no friends. Let's put some stuff in store first. Oh, God. Have you ever seen that anime? I Don't Have Any Friends. It's not a perfect anime. Like, it's flawed, and it kind of goes off the rails in places, but I really like the characters. I think they're really well written. Like, I think the characters feel very realistic. I mean, yes, they go into, like, crazy sci-fi bullshit at some point, but I get, like, a very realistic feeling from it. I don't know. I enjoy it. I'd enjoy it. It's got flaws though, and the main girl is like, her motivations are solid, but that still doesn't change the fact that she can be a bitch. Speaking of animes, I've been watching... I said I was going to talk about this yesterday, and I might as well talk about it today. I've been watching Medaka Box again. So when I first started watching anime, way back in the good old year, before everything went to shit, 2014, I watched a show called Medaka Box, and I hated it. The main character, I was like, the main character is a Mary Sue. I can't stand her. I couldn't. She annoyed the ever-loving crap out of me. Ooh, I actually do want to keep that T-Rex torso. Medaka annoyed the shit out of me. Oh god, it drove me crazy, and I hated it. I watched both seasons and I hated it. Now now 6 years and 100 animes later, Medaka Box still, again, the main Medaka is still a Mary Sue, but I've come to realize every anime protagonist is a Mary Sue. They all have that problem. Medaka's, I mean, yes, it's more, I think the problem, like, the reason why I'm more willing to call out Medaka than, say, like, Son Goku is because it's, again, because Mary Sues are primarily female characters. And but rewatching it now, a lot of the problems, like, they're still there, but I realize they're just standard anime tropes. Oh, so it's a small fry challenge. I was like, I didn't even see what the challenge is. I wasn't even reading it. But yeah, Medaka Box is very important. It's one of the first, like, 20 animes I saw. It's very important to my growth, and rewatching it again has been interesting. I definitely liked it a lot more the second time, even though, it has that Mary Sue problem, but every anime. They get away with it because it's male characters, and that's supposed to be wish fulfillment. But I can accept that, you know what, Medaka's in the same spot, she's wish fulfillment, and also TNA, but I'm willing to give it more of a cut. It's, you know, I realize it's not that big of a problem anymore. That's just an anime thing. Remember Gravity Falls, or have you watched it? Oh yeah, of course I've seen Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is great. It's fun, it's well written, it can be dark when it needs to. Gravity Falls is it's a great show. I know people have pointed out problems with it, like how selfish Mabel is, blah, 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 blah. Yes, they're correct. Mabel is selfish. But I still enjoy the show. It's still well written. Again, motivations are clear, wants, desires, all that jazz. You can have a bitch of a character if their motivations are understood. And puberty is a pretty good motivation. It's one of the shows I actually loved. Yeah, it's great. Did you, when Avatar: The Last Airbender came to Netflix, did you watch that as well? Because I know everyone, including myself, was rewatching it, or there were tons of people who watched it for the first time. And then, because Legend of Korra comes out a week from today, and I am excited to see it again. I remember it having problems, especially in the first, like, especially in the second season. You haven't finished it? Oh, it's great. But yeah, I remember Legend of Korra having problems. But I'm still going to watch it again. I mean, it had problems, but I do remember liking it. All things considered, I do remember liking it. For the most part. I mean, because again, Korra is a character of Vice. And for some people, that's just unwatchable. That and the love triangle stuff makes it unwatchable. But I was personally able to right, motivation was good. But we'll see. I'm going to have to rewatch it. We'll see, though. It's been a while. It's been a while. So I hope my turnip prices go up tomorrow. Right now they're not too good, but They should, if I'm correct, go up tomorrow. Let's see what this is. Already got that. Yeah, what I also need to finish Close Enough, which is the show, it's basically made by the same person who made Regular Show. I don't remember, CJ Quinton or something like that. Someone's prices were $5.60 yesterday. Holy shit. But yeah, I gotta finish Close Enough. I mean, all 8 episodes are out. I think I'm like 2 away. But I should probably finish that like later today. And then maybe talk about that. What? I can't. Oh yeah, I came into the house to get some of these. I don't know why I have wasps, and I don't need wasps in the house. I got a Dorado. I got the Napoleon fish to sell. I also got scallops to sell. I don't really need those. I think I can. I don't know. We'll see. I know I can sell the Napoleon fishes. I don't need 2 Napoleon fish. I don't even need 1. Yeah. I keep the sharks because they're cool, but other than that, I don't really need anything else. And then tomorrow we'll do fruit. Because I'm a lazy piece of shit who's not doing it today. Buy me fish. Yeah, you can't sell scallops. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, those Napoleon fish sell for good. I might as well go sell the scallops at the store. Anything else I gotta do today? I only have a whale shark because, well, I don't actually know. I mean, whale sharks in suckerfish are common-ish. But yeah, I got it. And then college starts up in 2 weeks, and again, my college still hasn't announced if they're doing all online or in person. I think they still want to do in-person classes, which, I mean, we're not even like a Christian university or anything. I'm just a bog standard university. Why are they still even considering doing in-person classes? You're utter fools if you're thinking about that. God, I don't get it. So I'm gonna have to deal with that sooner or later. And the fact that it's so close to the semester starting as well, like, no, this should have been decided weeks ago. That's kind of dumb. Oh, it's totally dumb. And it's going to get people killed. Like, like, there's that school in Georgia where they just opened back up. And, like, students are going through the halls, jam-packed end to end, with no, I gotta destroy this. Students are just jam-packed in the halls, no supervision, half of them aren't wearing masks, and the student who posted the picture online got suspended. They suspended him for making the school look bad, because they opened up and are actually forcing students to go to class. It's... God, this country's fucked. This country's utterly fucked. Shit, my shovel broke. Breaking news, you're fucked. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I know I had one professor send out an email to all the students in her class saying like, you know, I'm just gonna do all online classes. Right? I'm not even gonna wait for the school to decide. I'm just gonna personally, that's my decision. I'm gonna do it. So I at least know I'm good in one class. I also did have another teacher email me back in like June saying that no, she can't wait to have in-person classes. So who knows what the fuck's going on. Admittedly, it's gotten a lot worse since June. Somehow, because this country's fucked and even just wearing a mask is too difficult for some people. And sadly, natural selection isn't going to take them out because they're too stupid to die. Okay, that's harsh, but yeah. We're getting closer and closer to Idiocracy every day. The movie Idiocracy is what I mean. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is going back to normal. Countries like New Zealand have wiped it out. Countries like, South Korea has only had like 300 cases. Japan, I think, has had like less than 1,000. And I know people talk about population density, but like Europe, the entirety of Europe is comparable to America, and Europe only has like a fourth of the case, like a fourth or an eighth of the cases as America does. America is just fucked. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about some of these other ones. So I need 6 more hydrangeas and 3 more tulips. Those aren't too bad. That's not too bad. Oh, I didn't even check the store for roses. I should. Because I need to get what? I need to get a bunch of white and a few of the other color. A few reds and yellows. And then hopefully next week, hopefully sometime before episode 150, we will get a 5-star island, I mean. What kind of roses do you need? I think I am currently looking for... I need white roses, and I need red and yellow roses. I'm just waiting for the store to have them or for Leaf to show up. I mean, it's not like I can really do much planting because this is still in the way. But it's going to be a long-term process because there's a lot of shit to worry about. Let's see, what the heck is this? Gosh dang it, another diner. I have a good few white roses. Yep, I want to sell. I don't even need this diner counter stool. I have like 4 of them. Why is the TY there? I have no idea. Let's see, what do they have in store? Windflower, Cosmo, and Lily. So they basically haven't changed from yesterday. Whatever. I'm sure they'll come eventually. I mean, Leaf is supposed to come every week, even though God, I don't know. It's because I know Sahara is supposed to. If I'm correct, Sahara kicks and Leaf are supposed to come every week. I'm good for the moment. I mean, because I'm going to need to buy all the other shit as well. No, thanks for the offer. This room is still a mess. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be where we end off for today. I mean, we talked about Fall Guys, and that's all we needed to do. Tomorrow will be a later in the day stream, and we'll deal with KK Slider, because he should be here tomorrow. Stitches wanted to move twice, but nope. Nope, don't let him move. Take your... At least like in the old versions, villagers could just say they wanted to move and then just leave without asking you. Now they need to ask you to leave. I think they updated that in one of the more recent versions. I don't remember if it was 1.3 or 1.4, but it happened at some point. But yeah, and then Sunday we'll either do turnips or fireworks or both. I do need to sell the turnips tomorrow, so that's gonna... We'll see where that takes us. At least that's what I was... The whole villagers moving and needing your approval. That's what I was told. I could be wrong about that. You may look it up yourself, but I'm pretty sure that's what I was told. Now I'm going to go back to playing more Fall Guys. But everything I said in my review still stands. We'll talk about it again in 6 months. I mean, like, I'll do a second review. Because hopefully I might still be playing by then. If I'm not, I'm not. But I probably will be. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time. Peace.